Hello and welcome to the Cape Piscatorial Society New and Prospective Members Orientation. Here we'll cover everything you need to know about joining and using the CPS. If you've recently joined, welcome and thank you. We hope this presentation will help you get started with enjoying the benefits of being part of the CPS. In this presentation, we'll first provide some background to what the CPS is and how to join. Then we'll discuss how to make bookings, finding your beat, and what rules you need to be aware of. Lastly, we'll talk about keeping safe out in the water and how to get more involved and get the most out of the society. Please take note of your questions as we progress so that you can ask them in the comments or contact the CPS. The Cape Piscatorial Society was established nearly 100 years ago and is a non-profit organization that performs many roles. Its primary functions can be described by the 3 Ps: promote, protect, and provide. The CPS promotes the sport of angling with a particular focus on fly fishing. Membership is strictly open to all, with no limitations on numbers. Protection, perhaps the greatest contribution the CPS has made, is in the field of conservation. Over many decades, the Society has actively reported abuses of the rivers, fought damaging commercial developments, partnered in river cleanups, and engaged in government policy. Finally, the CPS provides. The CPS manages the access to various rivers and dams in the Western Cape and provides a variety of services such as our extensive library. All this is largely achieved through the dedication of a group of unpaid volunteers that sit on the CPS committee. The committee and its chairman are entirely unpaid and receive no reward for their considerable sacrifice. The backbone of the society is undoubtedly its secretary. This is the only paid position within the society, as the secretary is available during the workday all year round to take bookings, answer queries, manage the office and its library, and help arrange events. The secretary also provides a vital support role to the committee, helping with monthly meetings and acting as a conduit for members. If you have any questions regarding the CPS or this presentation, please feel free to contact us through our website www.piscator.co.za or phone us during office hours on 021 424 7725. Office hours are Monday to Friday, 9:30 in the morning to 3:30 in the afternoon. In order to fish the CPS waters, one needs to either buy a membership valid for 1 year from the date of purchase or pay a day permit. Typically, it becomes cost-effective to buy a 1-year membership if you're planning on fishing more than twice in a year. To become a member, go to the CPS website www.piscator.co.za. Hover your mouse over the menu item The Club and select Membership from the drop-down menu. This page contains all the details of costs and membership options. Alternatively, call the club secretary and you'll be guided through the process. If you forget the website, just do a web search for Cape Piscatorial and we'll come up. All memberships have 2 components. Firstly is the base CPS membership. Here there are options for different demographics to reduce costs for various categories. Senior members are over 65 years of age. Juniors are aged 13 to 18 inclusive. Students are aged 19 to 23 inclusive. Country members live more than 180 kilometers from the clubhouse in the Cape Town CBD. Overseas members are only visiting South Africa. Spouses are legal partners of existing paid-up members. Children of members are aged 12 or under and are the child of a fully paid-up member. Finally, a temporary membership lasting 2 months can be bought. Buying this base membership makes you eligible to buy CPS fishing permits, attend end-of-year functions, take books and videos out of the library, and attend and vote at the AGM. New members need to pay an additional entrance fee, whereas returning members need not. The second component is your fishing permit, which can either be for rivers only or still waters only, or for both. An alternative to a full permit is a day permit if a member seldom uses this particular license. One can access the rivers without a CPS membership by buying a non-member's day permit. Unfortunately, due to the cost of stocking, this option is not available for still waters, and the cheapest 1-day option for still waters is to buy a temporary 2-month base membership and a day still water members permit. Finally, all members fishing on Cape Nature land require a Cape Nature permit, either a day permit bought through the CPS, Cape Nature, or De Kloof Hotel. Alternatively, a Cape Nature wildcard gives access for a whole year. Okay, so you want to go fishing. Firstly, phone the office to book your beat or your stillwater slot. All bookings are done by phone, and calls are only taken during office hours. Bookings can only be made for those who have paid in advance. There is no support for making bookings during the weekends, so make sure you plan ahead. The river seasons run from 1 September to 31 May the next year, and are closed during the 3 winter months. Bookings can be made up to 1 year in advance. However, generally most members book in the week prior to their desired date. Each member may not make more than one river beat booking for a particular day, and you may not fish on 2 consecutive weekend days. No more than 2 members can fish a given beat together. However, there is an exception if the third is a guide. Stillwater slots for any one day are limited, and bookings are also essential. And there is no stillwater season, and bookings are taken all year round. Once you've made your booking, you'll receive a confirmation email. This can take some time to come through. The confirmation email contains some vital information. In the email are 2 important links. One link is the instructions for your booking, a how-to guide of where to park and how to access the water. The second link is the rules for your booking. Please familiarize yourself with both before going fishing. We take the rules very seriously, and contravention may result in suspension of membership, a fine, or if severe, expulsion from the society. Please contact the secretary if you have any questions about access or the rules rather than risking it. If you click on the link for the beat description, a PDF opens up, which you can then download and print, or forward to or photograph with your phone for easy access. The information sheet contains 3 sections deliberately separated so that you can print them separately if needed. This is an example of the first section found on the first page. It presents a summary instruction set meant for those who are already familiar with the beats, but just need confirmation on specific details. The summary highlights where to park and a brief description of where the beat starts and ends. The GPS coordinates can be copied and pasted directly into Google Maps. Turn on satellite view in Google Maps to get a good idea of the lay of the land. Page 2 onwards repeats the information on page 1, but provides enough detail for the new member to find important landmarks, referring to images and diagrams at the end of the instruction PDF. In general, it is difficult to communicate the location of various landmarks in a natural environment. The instructions attempt to use static unchanging landmarks, descriptions of distances and time, as well as accurate GPS coordinates that can be inserted into Google Maps. Finally, the third part of the instructions are pictures of various landmarks and instructional diagrams. These are referred to throughout the instructions but are included at the end to help with easier printing. The biggest challenge for new members is knowing where their beat starts and ends, how to get there, and where to park. Unfortunately, the CPS is limited as to what signage we can put up. We also don't want to attract poachers to the river. If you read through the instructions in detail beforehand, put the coordinates into Google Maps while still at home to understand the context of each instruction, and take the coordinates with you on your phone, you should do a pretty good job. If you are unsure at all about anything, please call the office ahead of time to ask for help. There is no reason to feel lost. Now that you have your booking and know where you're going, you're ready to go fishing. After your day's fishing, you'll receive an email with a link to a catch report. Catch reports are a vital tool for you to provide feedback to the committee and help the CPS manage the fisheries. The CPS currently controls beats on 4 river systems with 27 beats. A beat is a particular stretch of water that you can book for your exclusive use during a day. This means that booking is essential to ensure you don't ruin someone else's day and that someone else doesn't ruin yours. We also use bookings for safety reasons and to ensure that we comply with obligations from other stakeholders. If you want to fish with a buddy, they must also make a booking for the same beat or stillwater slot. Bookings are not transferable, and you must call to cancel your beat if you can't attend so that another member has the opportunity to book. Descriptions of the beats can be found on the website under the Streams heading. Going through each would take too long to cover here. That said, here is a short summary. The Smelblaar is the most accessible of the rivers, running along the N1 on the other side of the Huguenot Tunnel. The fish are generally larger than on the other streams. Late summer, these beats become difficult to fish, but with low flows and still summer's days, the sight fishing can be very exciting. The Elandspad is also generally very accessible, and a well-worn mountain hiking path, also located on the other side of the Huguenot Tunnel, provides access to most of the river. The upper beats still fish well in high summer months for those who are willing to do the hike. There is little to no reception on the Elandspad, so be sure to know where you are going. The Holsloot is an additional 30 minutes drive from the Huguenot Tunnel through the town of Rawsonville. Access to the Holsloot requires a gate code that is changed on a weekly basis and will be sent to you after making a booking. The path down to the river and the correct places to park are very unintuitive. Further, the river is very overgrown in sections. It is recommended you first fish with someone who has been before. The Holsloot is a tailwater and remains icy cold all year round. There is no reception anywhere near the river. The Witte is the CPS's only brown trout stream and is located in the beautiful Bainskloof Pass. The river is famously difficult to fish, and your goal should be to get one fish on the board for the day. The higher up you go, the better your odds, but beat 6 is a full 16-kilometer round trip. It's suggested that members take an experienced angler with them on the river their first time. The CPS implements a variety of important rules for fishing the rivers that are there for your safety, to comply with third-party agreements, to help with management of the fishery, and to ensure good fishing for all now and in the future. All CPS waters are fly fishing only and are catch and release. No spinning or bait fishing is allowed. Please take care of our fish. Use barbless or debarbed hooks. Don't keep fish out the water for more than 10 seconds. Don't squeeze fish tightly or place fish on river rocks or the bank. There are plenty of resources online that discuss best fish handling practice. All fish are to be returned to the water regardless of their state, and you may not take any fish out of the river system under any circumstances. No camping, fires, or night fishing is allowed on CPS waters. Strictly stick to your allocated beat. It is your responsibility to do your homework before going to the water, or to take an experienced angler with you. You are likely to encounter hikers and picnickers on the water. Hikers are expected to stick to the hiking paths and are allowed to make their way down to a pool for a picnic. They are not allowed to hike up or down the river in the water. Sadly, poachers are a common occurrence. If you observe a poacher, only approach if you feel it is safe to do so. Otherwise, work around them, continue your day, and report the incident to the CPS in your catch report. Catch reports are compulsory. You will receive an email on the evening of your booking regardless of if you fished or not. Either way, you must fill in your form in order to be able to make another booking in the future. The CPS has a compulsory catch and kill policy on bass in all their waters, as bass have become increasingly invasive and damaging in recent years. We gain use of Larkenflay Dam, 30 minutes drive from Ceres, through a contract with the Hex Water Board, and ask that you maintain respect for both the environment and the authority of the water bailiff Bob Holden. Larkenflay is a fly fishing only venue and is fully catch and release. Regardless of the state of the fish, all trout must be returned to the system. There is a compulsory catch and kill policy on bass. Please use barbless or debarbed hooks, and no treble hooks are allowed. You may not drive down to the water past the hut or the water bailiff's house. You must park in the parking area just before and to the left of the hut. The hut is bookable by members, and weekends book up months in advance. Please contact the office to get more information about staying at the CPS Larkenflay hut. No camping is allowed. No motors of any kind are allowed on the dam. In order to fish lark and flay, you'll need to get through 2 locked gates. The CPS has several sets of keys for collection at a variety of locations. Contact the secretary for more information. Keys must be returned as soon as possible after your booking. Regardless of where you are fishing, it is suggested you never fish alone. Something as simple as a small trip can have severe consequences out on the water. Always let someone know where you are fishing and when they should expect to hear from you at the end of the day. Always take a rain shell regardless of the weather. The Cape Mountain area has notoriously unstable weather, and getting caught out can have dire consequences. Take enough drinking water for the day. It is recommended that you do not drink the water from the river, especially the small blah. Water purification tablets are another option to keep in an emergency packet. Wearing appropriate footwear and sun protective clothing is important. Take sunscreen with you during the summer and apply multiple times throughout the day. Always fish with sunglasses to protect your eyes from hooks flying through the air. Finally, be aware of wildlife, in particular snakes. Cobras and puff adders are regularly sighted on the streams. Give them a wide berth and they'll leave you alone. Aside from fishing, there are a variety of ways to get the best value out of the society. Our Facebook page is very active and a great way to get questions answered and connect with our members. A request for a fishing buddy, especially for a novice, seldom goes unanswered. Our Instagram account regularly informs of events and other goings-on within the society and its waters. Visit our clubhouse in town and have a look around our historical photos and art, as well as the multimedia available to book out. Throughout the year, we host a variety of events, such as fly tying evenings, presentations on specific destinations or by visiting anglers, our AGM and end-of-year function. You'll receive information about these via bulk mailers to your email, as well as have it advertised on Facebook and Instagram. The Undertoys River, affectionately called the JDTs, is a special mountain stream we gain access to for 18 weeks of the year under strict conditions. We conduct a lottery in winter each year to determine which lucky 18 members have a slot each, which allows them and their chosen group of members to hike up and camp on the river for several nights. Watch your emails for more details or phone the office. Aside from 2020 due to COVID, the CPS hosts an annual weekend-long river festival where roughly 30 guests are guided on the streams and win fantastic prizes. This is usually a highlight of the year which sells out quickly, so be sure to watch for announcements. Finally, a great way to acquire some fishing buddies and have the best knowledge shared with you is to join a local competitive club. Western Province Fly Fishing Association and Boland Fly Fishing Association are both based in the Cape and offer great avenues for school kids, adults, both male and female, and the disabled to learn fly fishing and become part of an active community. You should also view your membership as joining a community. We all hope to contribute in some way to make the society better for everyone. Even small contributions can have a lasting legacy. Finally, thank you. Without you, the CPS would not exist. Here's to good fishing, good friends, good times for many years to come. Welcome to the CPS and Tight Lines.